know it. Sing along.
It's a
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day to be a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It ain't beautiful. It's ugly as all hell, but it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We're gonna smile like it and act like some neighbors. Can we be neighbors? Can we be neighborly?
I have always wanted to
Have a neighbor just like you. I forgot the rest of the words. I was a damn child when it came out. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day to be a neighbor. Would you be mine?
Wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this.
Let's make the most of a beautiful day.
Since we're together.
Since we're together, we might as well say, could you be mine? Won't we just all die together in the murderous, bloody bloodbath and comets falling and revolutions and just silly. Oh, good. Well, I know it ain't no Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I know. Stop it. All right, hold on. Wait. Let me get my comments. All right. Playing with a little new technology. So hopefully, we got a lot of our friends. They just ran off of Facebook, y'all. They just ran them off. They chased it, beat the hell out of them, got them out of here. And so they're on Periscope and they're on YouTube and they're all over the place. So I wanted to find a way to get some comments so your comments can still make it to your friends from the community we're starting to call, I guess, the Truth Robot something community, something like that, Russia something, I don't know, whatever we call ourselves. But so they can see your comments, and now they family again. Now they can't reply, but that's fine. It is not a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It is not. But that's okay. Life isn't supposed to be all beautiful, y'all. Life is not supposed to be all beautiful. You're supposed to deal with some hardship. Bad times come. Evil demons show up. And just dumb people get behind the demon and start fighting with them. That's why they wear robes, because they're your family. They're your friends, you know who they are. They got the robe, they're hiding on comments in Facebook, fighting with people. Oh, man, I want to talk about secrets this morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning. Who we got? Mary and Crystal and Buddha and Jimmy. Oh, Marine Bob, been a while, brother. How you been? Where's my sweater? I don't have a sweater, man. I don't. I got to get my button-up sweater. I don't think they make sweaters like that anymore. I don't think they make Mr. Rogers sweaters. I think they got rid of those. And Renee, brother Harshmed is in the house. Deborah and Sissy and Jasmine. And alrighty then, Russian bots. Hello, Russian. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, y'all. It has to be beautiful. It has to be beautiful. You know, the only way this mess is tolerable if it's beautiful. Gotta have happy music. Gotta feel happy, no matter what happens. Bombs falling everywhere. People just dying. People crying. Kids screaming, running in the streets. People starving. All kind of crazy stuff. But you know, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, no more singing. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna ruin y'all's morning like that. But you know, you gotta find your peace. You gotta find your happiness. Because you know, I was thinking about this morning. I'm gonna do a little something special. I don't know where we're gonna go. I think I'm gonna jump over to the thread and see what y'all are commenting about. I think I'm gonna spend a little time and see the kind of responses we're getting. But so we might do a little bit of that. But mostly, we gotta stop this fighting. We gotta stop, because I'm watching behavior that looks unstable. And like I made a post this morning, I was thinking about, you know, everybody wants to attack the psychopath. You know, go after the psychopath. There are some psychopathic killers, and they are. You know, whether they're shooting up a country or they're shooting up a school, they're psychopaths. I get that. But we got to shut down the manufacturing plants, right? We got to shut down the homes and the families that make the psychopaths. We got to shut down the political parties. That we were talking to Brother Will last night. We're talking about how the political parties resemble cults. We got to shut down that control mindset that makes psychopaths. But also, we can't let this drive us crazy, y'all. You cannot let these dark people behind us drive us crazy. Number one, you don't know who they are. Number two, none of us really know what's true. Like, we got to stop fighting each other about stuff we don't know. And this is what I was thinking about. It's just like, people are consistently and constantly trying to convince you that they know what they're talking about. And I personally think that none of us know what the hell we're talking about. I think we're all some serfs. They don't give us any information that's true. And usually it's like 22 steps ahead of us, and they're kind of driving us down this way. And they're like forcing us to believe certain things and in certain communities and boxes. And we fight each other. And people go crazy over this stuff. Like, this stuff is emotional. Like, if you look on Facebook now, oh my God, you can't even say the word false flag half the time. You know, they'll shut down your post or delete it, whatever. And people get mad and they get angry because they can't speak to their audiences. And this thing will drive you insane. But I think it's mostly because all of this stuff is based on secrets. It's all based on secrets orchestrated possibly by secret societies or governments or corporations. I don't know, Illuminati, aliens, Bigfoot, giants. I don't care what it is, but we all have in common one simple fact. We don't know what the hell is going on. And too many of us, number two, too many of us trying to act like we know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. All we know is we don't know. And if all we know is we don't know, why am I going to fight you over what something I don't know? It's because it's an ego. We got to drop the egos. We can't spar with people who have the same lack of knowledge in that topic over not knowing. Oh, let me show you something. Let me show you. I'm not sure if I'm ready this morning. I'm not even sure where this go. But we got to stop manufacturing psychopaths. Like, there are people who go back. Look at this right here. There are people who go back and they'll like link all these secret societies going back to every civilization. You know, all the pyramids and the skull and bones and the Freemasons and the Shriners, and they'll link it back. And it's just like, it's interesting to me. It is interesting. But how significant is it, right? If none of us actually know what's going on, how significant is it that I fight with you over us both being stupid? Nah, not stupid. That's not the right word. I'm sorry. Over both of us being ignorant of what actually is going on in the world. Like, I was thinking about this. I think our way out of this, is coming together on the fact that we're morons. We don't know nothing. Coming together on the fact that we are kept stupid like a mushroom in a dark place, and we're constantly fed cow doo-doo. I say cow shite. I'm gonna say that. They constantly feed us bullshit, and people fight over linking together the different types of bullshit. This is what I'm thinking. I think step one, stop fussing with people. Stop arguing with people. Stop being right. Stop, put your ego away. Don't matter what they believe in. Flat Earth, secret societies, just the Democrats are evil, or just the Republicans are evil, or vaccines work, or they don't work, or pharmaceuticals work, or like whatever it is. America's the great evil. No, it's Russia. No, South Africa. How about we agree that we all don't know what's going on, and we force a worldwide freedom of information era? Like, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about the Freedom of Information Act. Highly important and significant. Useless and just can't get no information out of it because they redact every damn thing. But what if we forced all governments around the world into boxes of no secrecy? What if we forced them through whatever country you're in that they no longer can have secrecy? Like, we need to bring in an era, I think, of trust, not only in, God, I'm gonna say it. I don't want to say it. Trust in government. We have to be able to trust the people who are like writing the laws and driving the media, and we can't trust them right now. And we can't trust them because we don't know what's true. We don't, they've constantly and consistently been lying to us. So I think that's step one, is realize what side you're on. Damn it, let me move this down. You are not on the side of these people behind me. Hold on, I'm gonna go somewhere else. You are not on these people's side neither. They're not pretty people. They ugly people. They just nasty, scary. Don't know who they are. Don't need to know who they are. All we need to know is what we all have in common is we don't know anything. Don't argue with the flat earther. Don't argue with I was thinking about Fat Earth this morning, but that's enough. I'm gonna start a conspiracy. It's gonna call Fat Earth. I'm gonna start a conspiracy. Y'all, it's gonna be called Fat Earth. It's gonna be a conspiracy that we live on a big, massive planet that just manufactures food left, right, top, center, down, can support 100 billion people, and that we're nowhere near overpopulated. I'm gonna start a fat Earther society. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But you have to, I think, don't fight with your neighbor, because we all have the same. I made a good friend with a brother in South Africa, right? And the more and more I talk to people from around the world, it's the same scenario being played out. They play it out there, they push it here, we play it out here, we push it there. Nobody really knows what's going on, and all the poor people all over the world are fighting each other, the left and the right. And I think step 2 is no secrecy. You have not earned secrecy. You can't have it. You're an abusive wife or husband. You're running around with everybody in the bar. Can't keep your genitals in your pants. You've proved it time and time again. You can't have any secrets. Like, this is counseling, y'all. We need to, we need counseling with our government. This is what we're going to go to marital counseling with government counseling. We need counseling. And the first step in counseling is all the truth has got to get laid out. All the truth has to be laid out, you know, because even for the Fat Earther Society, I'm going to be a Fat Earther troll. Even for the Fat Earther Society, if we know how much land everybody owns, then we actually know how much land is on this planet that they just don't want us on. And then you can do the mathematics to determine, oh, we're not running out of land. It's just that certain people own most of the land. Do you know there's a cat in Texas who owns a ranch? I forgot his name. I don't even want to know his name. Somebody will post it. He owns more land in Texas than the freaking state of Rhode Island. One man. One man. Process this. One man owns a ranch in Texas the size of Rhode Island. That's a state, y'all. If you're not from America, it's a state. It's not a big state, but it's a ridiculous state. But it's big in terms of the calculations that I forgot the brother who did them about overpopulation, where he said with vertical gardening, we can grow enough food to support almost 100 billion people on land the size of Rhode Island. And this cat owns a ranch. And he ain't got, I got horses, but he have a horse. He owns a ranch bigger than Rhode Island. Don't come to me with we're overpopulated. We're not overpopulated. We're overpopulated with people who think we're overpopulated. That's what we're overpopulated with people who got big egos. We're overpopulated with people who know the truth about every damn thing. We are not overpopulated. We're just over stupid. We're over stupid, and we fight amongst each other, and we got to stop that. Stop telling people how to live. Stop. Agree with self-determination. Like, personally, and I'm really pushing this government thing hard, like marital counseling with government. I'm pushing it hard because most people still believe in government. I don't. I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. I don't. I believe in what I call family anarchy, right? Anarchy is in my family. My brothers are crazy. I love them to death, but if I can hit them over the head with like a wet pillow, I would, you know. But we still are family, and it's anarchy. There's no order of events, but I have respect for them. They have respect for me to certain levels. We don't need a government structure in our family. And I suspect you might not need one in yours. Not with everybody. Everybody got somebody special in the family. Everybody got Uncle John, drink a little too much, dance a little too much, a little too crazy. But for the most part, anarchy has been the most successful government since the history of the world. So I don't believe in government at all, but I get that most people do. Most people think that the world will go crazy if we don't have government. I know that to not be true, right? Because historically, we haven't had it. You know, historically, the majority of time we lived on this planet, we were some hunter-gatherers. We were family anarchy, tribal anarchy, and we all got along. You might have it, and eventually you had tribal leaders and stuff, but we all made it. We circumnavigated and populated the entire freaking planet. So I know that that is the best form of governing, is non-governing, or very, very small governing. But we're in this problem where we got a lot of people who believe in government. So step one, I'm not gonna say no government because that scares everybody. Oh, you're an anarchist. You want the world to fall apart. You just want to fight. No, no. I just think that my community works really well together. You know, my neighbors and I, we love each other. We don't follow the laws. We don't care about y'all's laws. We don't live in your world. We live in our own little worlds, right? But it's we have to step up our game. We got to stop fighting. I posted something this morning talking about capital. I have to look at the thread. I know I'm in trouble for something. I'm always getting in trouble. But I'm just like, you know, the biggest problem with capitalism and communism and socialism is the special people that just think they're the solution of the world. That's what's wrong with it. The biggest problem, I'm breaking stuff. The biggest problem, I know that's the brother in the back with the skull mask. The biggest problem with capitalism, socialism, and communism is capitalism, socialism, and communism. They've never worked because it doesn't matter. When these people with the deer, he got a lion face and the other got the devil, demon eyes, he ain't got no eyes. When these people run the world, when you get people with eyes who run the world, really bad things happen. And they're behind capitalism, communism, and socialism. And this is what I'm saying is that we can't have any secrets. Because if we have any secrets, we can't form logical opinions. Like, think about this. Think about we're 7 billion people in a country. I always take it back to corporate America. I used to be a little corporate America shill. But think about it like this. You go into a board meeting. We're all sitting around a conference table, 7 billion people. And not a damn one of us actually know any facts or data about any damn thing we're about to discuss and make a solution on. Think about that for a minute. Like, process. I've been in those meetings. Oh my goodness, I've been in those meetings in the Fortune 500 in too many boardrooms, sitting there and nobody know a damn thing was happening in the company. Don't nobody know a damn thing was going on with the employees. Don't nobody know a damn thing about some numbers or anything. They're just thinking about the yacht they're about to get on. They're thinking about we just gonna fly to Dubai and play golf on the top of a couple buildings. And then they have no idea. And they don't really care. You know, because in the CEOs and the people in the boardroom, usually they don't give a damn about the company. They're there for 5 to 10 years till they get that golden parachute and they're off and they're gone. And they'll let this world run. They'll let the company run any way they want. They don't care because they're hired by the people in the mass behind me. Because these are the people that run everything. And because they got secrets, we have no idea who they're going to be. So that's the thing I'm going to encourage you. I'm encourage you to think about this. Don't fight with people over the things we don't know. Fight with them so we can get the data and know. That's what I'm saying. This is where I'm going with this. So oh man, with the whole corporation thing, I'm kind of I want to show you something. I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. I do want to show you. All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get bold this morning. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna drink my coffee. I'm gonna feel a little bold. And it's the image. Is this the one? Hold on. This the one? I don't think. No, this isn't the one. Oh, I'm gonna show you something else. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something else. I was watching the news this morning and look what I found. I'm gonna show you something else. Look at this. I got friends who tell me I'm supposed to be on the Tor browser so I can have my secrets.
There are online privacy concerns over a browser which claims to let people use the internet completely anonymously. It's called Tor, and among other uses, can help people navigate the so-called dark web, which is often used for criminal activity. It was developed by the US government before being sold off, but it's been revealed that government agencies are still sponsoring it. Igor Zhdanov explains.
For some, it's about drugs, guns, killers for hire, and a mind-boggling range of other black market items and services. For others, it's about privacy and principle. To give Big Brother...
Hold on, stop. I'm setting it up. So the Tor browser was made by the United States government and released to the people, and people are using it for privacy and for dark things on the dark web. Just like process that for I listen, I'm an old IT guy. I'm a conspiracy guy. People used to tell me, oh, you gotta get to Tor, you gotta use Tor so you can have privacy and secrecy. Tor was made by the United States government. Hold on.
a runaround simply because it has no business prying into people's online affairs. Internet anonymity. People seek it for all sorts of reasons, good and bad. And for more...
I'm not even going to show the whole report. I was laughing so hard when I saw this morning. So this is what they found out about the Tor browser. Do you know that the FBI is informed of all the updates before they go out? I'll post the article. The FBI, they're informed of all of the holes in it before they work with the developers of Tor. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is anybody processing the words that are coming out of my mouth? They own all the secrecy. You don't do anything private. You have no privacy. Stop coming up with these ideas. We don't have any privacy. They have all the secrets and we don't get to know the secrets, but they get to know all your secrets. There isn't anything you do on the dark web that they don't know about. Trust me, one of my jobs in IT is the system administrator. We knew every damn thing. I don't care who you are. We knew everything. I won't tell you all the details. I'll just say that you have no privacy. Like all of this stuff, when you go in your email and you see a little encryption thing, you get to work and, you can go in there and start talking to the lady you're having an affair with, because your wife don't know about you at work and you're on encrypted emails. So you can go and send the email. Trust me, there's a little system administrator sitting back in the computer room like, oh, Tom did what? Oh my gosh, what did he say next? Oh no. Look, there are no secrets. All the secrets they keep. All of them, every last one of them. There was something else I was kind of laughing at. Well, I wasn't laughing about it this morning. It was it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. But I was so we have to agree with the fact that we are all just living in this impoverished world and we all just some serfs in a rich man's world, and the rich man don't give a damn about us. And so I was watching, and another interesting, and I think this gets repeated all over the world in every continent, every corporation. This is my old news thing. I got to delete some of this news. I get a whole bunch of, I watch the news and I'll key in on things I think are important. Key on things I think we need to think about. And I hate commercials. And it's gonna
get hot new deals on best.
I hate commercials. It's spring flooring season. Don't replace your floors, people. Do not replace your floors. The reason why is a scam. It's not
Considered a
once-in-a-lifetime
experience of adventure, wonder, and joy. But is there a flip side to the magic kingdom? Around 30,000 people work at the Disneyland Resort in California to make the dream a reality. And according to a recent economic survey titled Working for the Mouse, 73%
of the workers at Disney World only make enough to get by. What does that mean? That means that they got little kids who can't even go to Disney World. That's what that means. That means they're cleaning your bedrooms, you stay in the hotel, they're sweeping the floors, all the vomit, you ride on the ride, get sick because you ate all the GMO and little fake Disney World McDonald's, and you get, because that's a McDonald's, right? And it's called a dinosaur burger or something. Nah, that's a Big Mac. And you get on the ride and make it sick, you vomit, throw up in the bathroom, and they go in there and clean it up. And they can't even send their kids to the Disney World. This is how I'm saying we support slavery. Hold on, let me keep going.
3% of employees find it tough to make ends meet. Some even struggle to keep a roof over their head. RT talked to one employee.
As a housekeeper, we are in charge to clean 30 rooms a day, which means we make the beds, vacuum, clean the toilets, clean the showers, etc.
Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day, it's Cinderella.
As a single mother, it's very hard. For example, this past Christmas, I need to choose between pay a rent or...
I'm not gonna play the whole article. I need you to watch it. I'm not getting in trouble with nobody. I think it was a good article, but it kind of explained how Disney World is exploiting their employees. Part of why I don't go to Disney World. The article makes sense to me, though I don't like commercial stuff. If half the world done been there, one, I don't want to go. I've already been there, seen that, done that, got the t-shirt, wrote the book, whatever. And you can see when you get there, you can see they got all these people cleaning up all of this crap and all these ignorant people from around the world throwing trash on the floor, dropping stuff, babies throwing up, dirty diapers, just dropping it behind the bush. And it's obvious that this is some slavery, that the other people are coming around and cleaning all of this crap up. And of course they have kids. that can't go to Disney World. You know, and so this whole article was a walk into this is why I'm gonna get in trouble. This whole article, it was a walk into we don't have a livable wage. I know. People already they growling at me. Livable wage. They come up with these words because, and we talked about it last night. I was talking about with Brother Will last night. They invoke that tribalism. These are words of control. I hear the word livable wage, and I've already decided what tribe I'm in. Damn it, I got my spear. I'm gonna put my grass skirt up, and I'm ready to fight. This whole, listen, I want you to watch it. It was really damning of Disney World because they played the little music and Cinderella in the background, and then they show the poor kids who can't even afford to go to Disney damn World while their mom is there cleaning up after everybody. And it make you angry. I think Disney World liked this article. This is what I think. This is how my mind works. Because Disney World benefits from this. How do they benefit from knowing that they got slaves that work for them? Because you don't get mad at Disney World when you watch this. You're not going to not go to Disney World. I'm the only, well, me and a couple other people, but just very like 2% of the people won't go. Everybody else going to go. They don't give a damn. They could care less. They're going to go. And Disney World isn't going to lose anything. But politically, that word, livable wage, is in your head and you're angry. Now, who you angry at? Not angry at Disney World. Most of the people, they're angry at the other tribe that doesn't like livable wage. And so the reason I don't like livable wage, one, is because it's a key word to trigger your ignorance. Two, the problem isn't the wages, right? The problem is the cost. Have you ever tried to go to Disney World? The damn near last time I went, a long time ago, decades ago, it was like $60 a day. What the hell you got in that gate that's worth sitting? It's probably like $70, $80 a day now. I don't know what it costs, but the problem is cost. $500,000 for a house in the United States. Do you know what a house is? A house is a foundation and some sticks. That's what it is. But $500,000, you know what these cars, they crank these cars out in less than a day now. And you're spending $60,000 for a car? The problem isn't the wages, people. The problem is the price. But the corporations, they want you to fight for living wage. Why do they want you to fight for living? Because we're going to stick it to the corporations. No, you're not. They want you to buy more of their crap. They want you to buy more of their junk. They want you to have more money so you can buy more of their asteroid dust. So they want the wages to keep going up because they don't want the prices to come down, right? It's a balance thing. I know you're mad at me already, but it is. And it's an organic balance thing. When this thing works out right and people don't have enough money to buy all of this junk, consumerism dies. They have to make an adjustment. The price of houses have to come down or they go out of business. The prices of cars have to come down or they go out of business. People can't replace their hot water heater. They got to fix it. Nope, I ain't fixed mine yet. I'm about to fix it. I get busy. I didn't have time. I got the parts. I just haven't fixed it yet. So, but people fix things. They reuse things. They recycle things. They reclaim things. They go back to more sustainable living within their means. Don't fall into these keywords, minimum wage, livable wage. Don't let that trigger your emotion, because that's why they do this. They make it. I got to the end of this news article and I'll post it, and it makes you sad. It makes you want to cry, and it makes you angry at the other side. They're fighting the living wage. No, we need these corporations to go out of business. These corporations, based on high wages, fake wages, and high prices, have bought our freaking government. They've bought the entire world. So think about sustainability. Think about recycle, reuse. Think about how all this stuff works together, and really consider this. Consider this one, because it's not even about livable wage. It's about not letting the sickest people on this planet, the sickest people that murder people all day long, tell you what a good idea is. That's what this is about. You can process what I'm saying about livable wage. Don't get mad at me. Just process it for a little bit and think about it. Think about it. The cost of everything is high. And in an organic economy, when people can't afford to buy things, they live sustainably. They stop buying things. They start growing a garden. They start putting seeds in instead of fluffing up this slavery-based lifestyle that's based on other people in other countries and in America working at Disney World to work like slaves. Like, think about that. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. But my point is that we're propping up something that shouldn't be propped up. We need to let it fall. We need to let these corporations go out of business. There are some who will figure it out, and they'll shift and they'll move and they'll lower their prices and they'll still exist. But that allows for local makers to make things. It allows for small business. It allows for Little Disney World to come up. Y'all been to Little Disney World? Here in Pennsylvania, we got one. It's called Dutch Wonderland. You go there, got the little train, got all these adults sitting on the little train, got the knees all in the face. You know, but Little Disneyland, what's wrong with Little Disney? You don't need big, ignorant slavery Disneyland. Why can't we have Little Disneyland? Just go there, take the kids there, you know, get a little cotton candy, you know, and just have fun. You walk around the park in about 20 minutes, you're done with the park. Nothing wrong with that. Most times the problem is, though, you need to get outside. That's what I was talking about earlier, fat earth, my fat earth theory. I think the earth is fat. I think it's more than enough food for everybody, but people don't get out enough. People stay in their little box, right? And I don't mean they don't get outside. I mean, they don't get outside of their little ignorant circles, right? They stay in the house, they stay in their community, and they leave there. They go straight to Starbucks and they get their slave coffee and they go straight to their slave cubicle and they work in their slave cubicle. The day is done after the slave cubicle. Maybe they go to the same bar and they get some drinks from the bar with the slaves that work there, and they make them happy a little bit because they get a little tipsy. They flirt with some girls or something, and then they get back in the car and they go home to work. They stay on this game trail. They stay locked in this, which is a real problem. It's not even a problem just because you don't know how big this freaking planet actually is. You don't know how much space is actually out there that you just aren't allowed to walk on because it ain't Disney World. But it also locks you into like a mental ghetto, if you were, like an intellectual ghetto, right? Because you only know 200 or 300 people and you stay locked in there, and it keeps you ignorant in the things that what they know. You got to get to know other people in other countries, and listen to them. Don't fight with them. Listen to them. Be exposed to it. The other thing I was thinking about, so where's all this censorship going? So that pisses me off. I have to put comments on here so my friends on other websites can actually see what the friends are talking about here, because they were chased off of this stuff. Let me go back over here. I want to go back over to the darkness. Back to the darkness. So what I'm thinking about is, so what happens? What is the eventual goal of all of this internet censorship? Like, what is the eventual goal? Because certain websites, if you really pay attention, they have their tribe, right? Certain social media is more left-leaning or right-leaning or conservative-leaning. And what I'm kind of seeing is, based on the philosophies of that board or whoever owns that social media, they kind of push people whose message they don't like off. And it makes their social media their own little ghetto. And by all rights, it is their right. There's no free speech on social media. I'm not confused by this. Is right here. This is Facebook's site. This is their software. I am in their cafe. They can dictate who's here and who isn't here. You know, YouTube, Periscope, you know, all the rest of them, minds.com. Well, what happens when all the liberals, or I don't say that word because it's the extreme liberals, you know, the really extreme ones. What happens when only they're left on Facebook? What happens when the right is locked into, I don't know, minds.com or something, alexjones.org? They're about to shut him down on YouTube, man. It's crazy. I like Alex. Leave him alone. Guy is funny. But what happens when the left isn't talking to the right? Conservatives aren't talking to the liberals. The Christians got their own little community. They don't have to deal with the Muslims. You know what hate is? Hate is when dialogue breaks down. Hate is when dialogue is not possible. Hate can come about from fear of people you don't know, and you're brainwashed all day long to be scared of. Hate comes out of fear. Hate comes out of scarcity and poverty. But if people don't have dialogue, if we don't actually end all this secrecy and actually bring our government back into a place where you do have free social media that can support free speech, you know, it's like negotiations breaking down. How do things go when negotiations break down on a little level versus how they go when they break down on but how many people on social media? 2 billion people around the world. Where do things go when, like, you think Americans and people in the West don't view Yemen kids as human? What happens when they talk even less? What happens when they see even less? You don't think when that happens, it might be over, y'all. That might be the end. When people stop talking, when there is no more second opinion, and when these cult-like groups that we call political parties and religions, when they really got a lock on their people, and you can't even get like a little objection to some of the stuff they say, that might be the end of the world, y'all. That might actually be World War III. Kimberly said they're clamping down on the right more than the progressives. And they do, Kimberly, and that's, and I think they play these games, but they play these games based on who they want in their area. They just make it uncomfortable for the other side, and they kind of push them out. And the reality is, this is a sick reality. That's not even a sick reality. It's just a true reality. The right has as much truth as the left. Christians have as much truth as the atheists. The Muslims got as much truth as the Hindus, because none of these people are stupid. They're all intellectuals. They went to school with you. Their brain functions the same way yours does. Now, the information is limited in all groups, which is why you have all this fighting amongst the 99%. Spreading fear is an effective control mechanism. Thank you, Wanda. It is, and it is the main control mechanism. They have everyone scared because they have secrecy. They have the ability to make you scared. We're always scared of the bear cave because it's called the bear cave. Nobody went in the bear cave. Could be some crystals in there. Could be some pretty crystals, a little light come in, hit the light. Could be some cave drawings, some cavemen drawing UFOs on the cave because they saw the... But we're scared of it. And we don't go in that cave. And so sometimes you won't go in the cave with somebody. You see somebody come in your spot, wherever you live or work or whatever, and they got this long beard and they got the whole ZZ Top thing going on. And you're just like, redneck, I'm not talking to him. He's crazy. He wants to kill people, got a gun rack. He's going to shoot me, and you don't even speak to the guy. Guy could have the biggest heart on the planet. Somebody come in and he's a young 19-year-old, minority, got big boots, pants sagging around, got, how the belt, and they got the boxer shorts coming out in the back, got a hoodie on. You think, oh man, this guy's about ready to shoot somebody. He could be a straight A student, right? People wear costumes, y'all. They do that. It's fun and it's interesting and it's unique, and this is the crazy thing about today. Where I grew up, my high school, oh my goodness, we had everybody. Now, they was all with and 98% of them was one color, but that's not the point. And the spectrums of that color anyway. But we had every different type. I remember my friend Preston. So it was a dark chocolate city school. Preston, I think his name was Preston. I'm not gonna say his last name, put people on blast. He had hair all the way down his back. The brother had, the Kiss album. He always had Kiss on his notebook. Remember the Trapper Keeper? Y'all always had a little Kiss on there. He had Kiss. Hard rock, heavy metal, ripped jeans, and just whatever. And people would look at Preston like he was crazy. Preston was a friend of mine, so I really didn't care what people thought. But 5 years later, all the kids and everybody else had holes in their jeans and acid wash jeans, and and then bald headed came in. And then we had the S curls and the Jerry curls. And it's just like we had a diversity of people. We had people who lived in the worst ghettos and people who lived out in, I forgot, it was Accokeek, Maryland. Accokeek still had to pick up trucks. But so we weren't allowed to be that ignorant. We didn't have anyone breaking us up, into these different little communities, because when they do that, they control you better. They can give you that fear of the others. When kids grow up together, which is why I keep saying, multiracial people, y'all need to breed us out. That's all I'm saying. If y'all want me to be president, if I was president of the world, I'd make a law. If you look too much like somebody, you can't marry them. You can't have no children. You can marry them, but you can't have no children with them. Can't have no children. I don't care. Because that's too much. Y'all get too lost in the ignorance of how people look. We used to take our kids to Dorney Park. Oh, in Wildwater Kingdom in Pennsylvania, where we used to live. Yeah. I'm familiar with them. And then you had mini Disney World too. You had Sesame Place. Don't leave out Sesame Place. About this big, but it's okay. It's an organic thing. You got to have different types of businesses in different size. Let me see. It's a fat world. Disney, which means can't no. So tricking us singing a small world. Oh yeah, they do sing that, don't they, Mandy? It's a small world after all. I forgot how's it go. It's a small. Oh man, I know I'm getting old. I don't remember how it goes, but you're right because they do and they sing that. See, oh, you a fat earther with me, girl. You a fat earther because they sing that. They get the key. It's a small world after all, and it's not. It's a big A world. It's a massive world. But you got the people behind me in the robes who want most of the land, and they don't want to give you no food. They don't want you to see the land. They don't even want you to fly over the land to know you how big the world is. And so you get people fighting over this idea. It's a skinny world. It's a small world. Ain't nothing small about this world. This world is massive. We got more than enough for everybody. They just need you fighting with the other side over flat Earth and who's corrupt and how it. Like I said, I'm not ready yet. Not ready. I was posting stuff yesterday talking about the flag and I fall in these rabbit holes, man. I was deep down this rabbit hole. I was watching talk after talk, lecture after lecture, about how America, in 1993, we became the corporation of the United States. We fell back under the Queen. She put us under her skirt. And now we some slaves still to the crown under maritime law. It's delicious and I love it. And they're talking about the flag and the gold around and everything. It is great. And I don't know how true it is. It sounds true to me, but whether it's true or not, I don't care. I don't care because I agree with everybody who believes that. I agree with everybody who believes that there shouldn't be any secrecy in this world. I agree with them that I actually don't know. So I'm not going to fight you over something that's a conspiracy because I don't know. But what I do know is if we fight together, it can stop being a conspiracy. We can find out, was the republic taken from us, that we are now in maritime law. So when you go in a judge's office or the court, you're actually walking onto a ship and the maritime law that we have from all the federal laws handed down actually aren't constitutional, which is why I don't give a damn about the Constitution because the Queen is not under the Constitution. It's maritime law. And so all of that, I love it. I don't know. I'm gonna have his sister come on and explain it and see and get the details, and we'll do like a little thing on it. But I'm not gonna fight over that. If anybody who's new to what we're talking about, we don't fight. This is not fight community. It's not fight club. Nobody here wants to fight you. They just want to share information with you and let you make up your own mind. They want you to share information with us so we can make up our own mind. We have mutual respect for each other. And that's what's important, not my ego. And because I saw something first, and I'm smarter than you because I knew it first. Kimberly's under the Queen's skirt. I know, Kim. That's nasty, isn't it? I know. That's because Queen Elizabeth, what did she say, Kimberly? She said, I make it a thing. And that's not her voice, but I'm going to use the voice in it. I make it a thing to bathe once a month, even if I don't need it. And Kimberly, she put us back under the skirt. We thought we got it. We thought we won the American Revolution. We didn't win. They had a scam and a scheme. They're going to put us right back up under there. Sorry, I'm going to go back and look at some comments. There was something else I wanted to show you. America, we were always doing dumb stuff. Why are we always? I don't want to be dumb no more. Can we get... Why we gotta always be dumb and like do really dumb, silly stuff? I don't understand. So, oh yeah, because it's the brother. Ooh. I do want to show you something. Hold on. I'm going there. I'm almost queued up. A little nasty thing. I know. I'll be in trouble for that one. They're like, Dad, did you hear what he said? He's explicit. They say when I'm on Facebook, it says explicit now. I think it's funny. He's talking about the Queen's skirt. They can shut me. There's somebody in the UK mad right now. Did you hear what he said about our Queen? That she said she only bathed. She said it. You can look it up. Queen Elizabeth said they got her on quotes, man. They got the video. She was like Queen Elizabeth 7. I forgot 2, something like that. She said she bathed. Oh, I'm moving on. So I'm not going to talk about that. I ain't going to talk. Look at it. I'm going to show you something.
The U.S. military has halted its ground operations against Islamic State in eastern Syria. In a statement, the Pentagon said the move was due to the Kurdish forces in the area shifting their focus from fighting terrorists to countering a Turkish offensive. You now cross live to RT Samira Khan in Washington, D.C. for more. Now, Samira, could you tell us more about this latest development?
Well, according to U.S. officials, U.S.-backed ground operations against Islamic State remnants in eastern Syria have been put on hold. Now, that's because Kurds who had spearheaded combat against extremists have shifted to a separate fight with Turkish forces in Afrin. Check out what the Pentagon had to say.
Some fighters operating within the SDF have decided to leave operations in the middle Euphrates River Valley to fight elsewhere, possibly.
Okay, I'm gonna sum it up for you. I'm gonna take you to the end because it's something I want you to hear at the end. And plus, I want you to watch. I don't want to get in trouble. So I posted a link for this one also. So basically, this is America trying to make their choice, right? Because Turkey is their ally, and the Kurds were their ally. They always sell out on. How many times you sell the Kurds out? Listen, if America comes to your country and say they're gonna give you weapons, guns, bombs, they're gonna get behind you, support you, they lying. It doesn't work that way. It just works out for a moment. They're gonna sell you out later, but we'll talk about that. So America had to decide: do they get behind the Kurds, who are fighting ISIS, who they're also funding, or they get behind Turkey, who's fighting the Kurds, who they're also funding, who are going to fight with the Kurds, fighting with ISIS? And I think Syria fighting in there too. So it's just like this big circle jerk, screw nasty thing where America make a lot of money because we destabilize everything, because we don't actually run our government, because the people in the hoods behind me, they actually run every damn thing, and they own our military and our government. Might be maritime. So, but at the end of this discussion was a great point. Great. Oh man, Daniel McAdams. I love this brother. This brother, he always comes in with a swing. And I don't know how you remember these quotes. So I'm gonna take you to the end of this.
You see, it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. Thanks for being with us. All right, Daniel McAdams, executive director at the Ron Paul Institute, thinks that the U.S. alliance with the Kurds is unlikely to survive at this point.
Well, it reminds me of the old saying, it's better to be the enemy than the ally of the United States, because if you're the enemy, they may try to buy you, but if you're the ally, they certainly will sell you. And that certainly seems like what they're doing with the Kurds. Perhaps the Kurds are understanding that they will be sold out. They were sold out at Raqqa as well, and they will be sold out in the eastern part of Syria where the U.S. is operating, and they're coming to the aid of their allies. Does the U.S. hope that the Syrian government gets further drawn in to the fight with the Kurds against the Turks? Then the U.S. can swing back around and help its Turkish ally in fighting the Syrian government and the Kurds as well. Maybe that's the move. That would mean the big question mark is, what will Russia do in a situation like that? Talk about a disaster.
Of course, it's supposed to be a disaster. They want war with Russia. But that quote blew me away. I almost crashed when I heard that. It is true. It actually is. It's better to be an enemy of the United States, because they always end up giving you guns later, because they buy you, because they need enemies, because they always need a bad guy to invade everybody all over the world. But if you're an ally, you just get sold out. They give you some guns, they give you some money. How many times have we sold the Kurds out? Is this like the third or fourth time that we've actually said, we're behind you? And we get in there and they get in the height of the fight, and then we decide, no, it's better just to get rid of y'all. Listen, whoever runs the United States Corporation of the world, because it's not America, whoever runs the United States Corporation of the world, they are not on your side. They don't care about you. They use you to destabilize this planet because they make a lot of money selling weapons. And if you had, so it was a great quote. I'm like losing my mind. But anyway, let me keep going down. Mary said Preston was on the cutting edge of fashion. No, actually, he wasn't. Well, he was, but Preston just didn't care. He didn't care about what people thought about him. He was like this free thinking individual who was like 12 years old. It was the most insane thing on the planet. He didn't care. You know, he just lived his life. He was who he was, and that's how we should be. Don't care what other people do. Don't care about how they want you to do it. Live your life. Go down to the bottom. Oh man, I got a bunch of comments. Y'all can see the comments in here. I can't see all of them though. Yes, U.S. needs enemies. Right. We manufacture the enemies, and it's just, it shouldn't even be a secret anymore. It's a secret to your family. It's a secret to people who watch Fox and CNN and MSNBC and all of those stations. But it's not a secret to the people they sell out all the damn time. And it's not just the Kurds. This is all over every continent. This is Africa. This is South America. This is everywhere. Oh, there was something else. Ooh, let me go over here. There was something else. I said I wanted to take a look at the thread and see what was happening over here. Uh-oh, let me see. Can I go down? Is it gonna work? Running out of time. But I wanted to look and see how much trouble I'm in. That's doing some weird stuff. Okay, there we go. So I kind of want to just walk in. Might be a fun thing every now and then. Uh-oh, I gotta move my big head. My big head is in the way. Hold on, there we go. What we talking about over here? So this is what I was thinking about earlier. So the whole psychopath thing. You're not gonna get all of them. Growing up, Washington, D.C. area, they had this idea they want to get all the drug dealers. So they always went after the small-time drug dealers. They never got them, and they never will, because there's always one to replace them. So instead of going after all the shooters and all the psychopaths, how about we just build a world where we don't make anymore? How about we listen to the professionals as opposed to just constantly making them more, coming up with ridiculous ideas like gun control that never work because you keep making psychopaths. Talked about what's wrong with capitalism. They go Mary hitting it. Psychopaths are slippery snakes. They are. And we're told by the professionals why they're slippery snakes. They have more ability to survive than us because psychopaths are just survivalists. They are just people that are highly adapted to living in the psychotic times that we live in scarcity environments. What we're talking about over here? Right, so we talk about communism, capitalism, socialism. They're gonna save the world. They run by the Illuminati and the secret hooded people that run the world. They're gonna help us. Then look what Brother Kevin said. They exist solely because of ignorance of the population. That's the only reason why these ridiculous concepts exist that have never worked in the history of the world, because people keep supporting them. People keep going behind them saying, oh, this is a good idea. Ain't never worked ever in the damn history of the world ever, but let's do it again. Can we do it again? I'll do it again. It's like the kid who got on the ride at Disney World who just threw up the fake T-Rex burger Big Mac that was just a Big Mac under another name, threw up all over the place. Oh, mommy, can I get on that ride again? Can we ride again? It didn't work the first time. I threw everything up, but I had some ice cream. Can we get on the ride? I can throw that up too. You know, and it's ridiculous. We got to get past bad ideas. We need new ideas. We don't need the same old controlling ideas that we've always had. This is another one. The Pentagon. Oh man, the Pentagon is like a comedian. They're like a what's like comedy club. They come up with this stuff that's just always a lie. Makes no damn sense. So what they're saying is they're coming down on Russia, and they're saying that Russia is trying to take people out of East Ghouta because they're trying to force displacement. Now, while I don't think Russia is like uncorrupt, I think they're corrupt too, and then there may be a long-term strategy for getting some people out of there. Getting people out of a war zone where bombs are dropping, it's not called forced displacement. It's called letting the people get the hell out the way. That's what's happening. Russia is not dragging people out of houses. They just want to make a corridor so people who are there who want to get out can get out. So they're not human shields for the Pentagon. That's what that's about. Oh man, running low on time. Was it? They need us to consume and buy their crap. Yes, Kimberly. Yes, they do, and that's why, like I said, I get in trouble. I am not interested in the minimum wage. People, they get on me all you want. I am not. The minimum wage was an apartheid solution. You know what? I can't do this. It's slowing me down. I'm gonna have to stop on the going down the thread thing. Hold on. But the minimum wage, it was an apartheid solution. They did this because they wanted the poor black people in South Africa to not be able to get jobs, right? Because they wanted to raise the minimum wage, and it was a scam. And it's a scam in the United States. You raise the minimum wage instead of letting the corporations fail, so the prices stay high, so they can keep making money, so they can stay unsustainable, so they can make bad decisions, so they don't fail. They become bigger and bigger, and you got too big to fail, now too bigger to fail, and then the big butt just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the cellulose, and it's just massive, and then maybe it'll collapse, and maybe that's what we're heading for. Maybe we just got to let the butt get just a whole lot bigger and just big, way too big to fail. Like, we have to really understand that we got to let things grow organically. Some things are supposed to break. Some corporations are supposed to go out of business. If you were selling houses for $500,000 to poor people, you shouldn't be in America. You need to go to Dubai and sell them to them. You know, Americans need to buy $100,000 houses. You need to make a market for the little brown bald-headed dude to make cob houses and sell them for $5,000, right? You need to make a market for small business. You need to not continue to go down the same bad idea, bad solution route that they did in another country that didn't work, and it was never for the reason they said it was for. That's what I'm saying on that. Israeli settlers drag people out of their houses. Yeah, Andrew, they do. But and that's another little divisive topic, another little emotional one where people they just take the little bits and pieces of their information as opposed to going with all of the information. Wanda said 3 corporations run the world. Wanda, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you, and it makes sense to me. A very few corporations and very few people run all of this, and it makes perfectly good sense. But if we don't know the truth and we're not allowed to expose the secrets, then people won't know. And then you got somebody else who's like, it ain't 3 corporations, it's 7. It ain't 7 corporations, it's 14. I got the list my granddaddy told me. People start coming up, making stuff up, throwing stuff, just vomiting it out. And I'm just like, whatever you say, I'm good with. Makes sense to me. 3 corporations run the world. Let's break down the secrecy. Let's take away the ability for governments to have any secrets on any damn thing, anyway, anyhow, because we're a tribe of 7 billion people, and having 100 people actually have all the secrets in the world is just the most ridiculous damn idea I ever heard. And the only reason they get to keep those secrets is because people fighting with you over ain't 3 corporations, it's 2.7. And that, to me, that's stupid. That's not evolved. That's not sentient. That's when you got people dying, 20 million people being starved around the world. That's not smart. It's not smart to fight with somebody who says that. You say, okay, let's prove it. Let's get some facts. You know, the U.S. and U.K. Saudi-funded terrorists are holding Syrian hostages. Yes, they are. Yes, Susan. But you know what's going on. You actually are looking at all of the information. You're not just looking at the Pentagon information. You're just not watching the Pentagon news on Fox and CNN and MSNBC. You're looking at what people who actually live there are saying. You know, the people they're putting on cages on the top of buildings to prevent America from bombing them, but they're getting bombed anyway. You know, but that's how all of this works. And you have to, I think you should try to like look at situations and make a human decision, right? Make a decision as a humanist, and don't side with someone because you live in a country. Don't side with someone because they look like you. Don't side with someone because they're your religion or you're used to like. I disagree with my friends all the time. It's okay. It's okay to disagree, but try to make a good decision. Always put on somebody else's shoes, right? Put on somebody else's shoes, you know? And I think that's what's most important is to do that and to not get lost in occultism. Crystal said the booty will explode. I hope so. I don't want to be around when it do, because I know what might be in that booty. Oh my goodness. If she'd take a bath once a month, because even if she don't need to, that means it's sometimes she might miss a month. Oh Lord, that explode. I won't be nowhere near that. America heading for a huge awakening. I hope so, Lynn. I hope so. You're very positive, sister. And I hope you are right that America is heading for some sort of awakening, because mostly it's most important, though, that America wakes up. Like, I'll talk about the whole world, but America's the problem. I mean, a lot of the West is doing dirt, too. A lot of dirt. And they're with America in that dirt. But America actually is the problem. And the reason is life is too good for Americans. Life is so good, and they're so scared. There's this fear thing again. They're scared to step outside of the unsustainable lifestyles. And that's why sustainability is everything. You thought sustainability was planting some trees. It's not. It's a lifestyle. If this doesn't work, we're not going to do this anymore. You know, and it's pulling back to wiser times. We got to go back and live a little more how our ancestors did. Now, they did it because they were poor and they didn't have the ability to be so ignorant and buy things on Amazon.com. But it was a wiser, more sustainable way of living. And we got to get back to that. We can bring our technology with us, but we got to make that decision to do that. If the booty blow up, I know somebody just doing like, did he just say the booty blow up? What the hell? You got to go back and watch the beginning. If you're late for class, you're going to miss a whole lot. But if the booty blow up, we don't get a chance to take our Wi-Fi with us. We can't keep the satellites flying in the sky, because that's another thing that's going to happen when World War III starts, right? Like we think, oh, we're gonna call mama. Mama, you okay? It's bombs falling everywhere. You okay, mama? No, you're not. What's the first thing China gonna do? Like the first thing Russia's gonna do when World War III starts, they're gonna shut off electricity in America. Number one. Why? Because how do you beat America? It's not by fighting their military, it's by fighting their people. You shut off the power and Americans start dying, was it within a year? They say 90% of the population will be dead. You beat America in 2 years just by turning the power off. They know that. Russia's not dumb. Russia, and all they got to do is keep America out of their country for a year, and America will no longer even exist. They know what they're doing. And what's China going to do? The first thing they're going to do, because they had the laser that shoots down low orbit satellites, they're going to shoot down every damn communication satellite that has an origin in the West. So you will be completely blind. They will blind the entire military, but the side effect of that is they will blind everybody on their little cell phones. All of that is gone. That's why it's also important. Until we hit the sweet spot, not likely, won't things like a larger minimum ease the pain? Brother Glenn, yeah, I get where you're going on that, but so Glenn, so for people who are still grasping to the minimum wage thing, we do, we got to take care of people, right? You can't let people die. You can't let people just die on the vine. The thing that made more sense to me that is immediate help for people that does not help the corporations that actually did all of this and are behind it. So getting out of corporate solutions is universal basic income. I like universal basic income. Not because I'm smart, because when Peter Joseph said it, the brother's smart. He's smart as all hell. Glenn watched Peter Joseph. He's smart as all hell. And he wasn't for the universal basic income. He's the one who runs the Zeitgeist movement. But his points were, there was a great, if I can find a link, I'll post it. There was a great introduction that a gentleman gave him to universal basic income. I like universal basic income because it makes sure that the poor kids in the Appalachian Mountains, in Alabama, in Oregon, in Washington, D.C., in Chicago, it means immediately that they get something to live, right? So I like universal basic income because it doesn't come from taxpayers. This is what the right doesn't understand. It comes from corporations, right? The corporations are not the base of the right. The corporations are not the base of the left. The corporations are the base of the 0.01%. And so the way it works is it works the same way it does in Alaska. You take money from the corporations that are destroying our planet, that are bombing the world, that are buying our government, that are polluting our waters, that bought the EPA, that have pesticides in everything that the kids eat, drink, and spit out, and you make them pay for running business in your country. They're utilizing patents and technologies that all of our ancestors developed, and they're thriving on that. And so it makes sense to take money from them, which they have. It just means they can't have 8 yachts. They just have 2, the CEO, and you give it back to the people. And so as long as people have, that basic income that's coming in, not from taxpayers, but from corporations, so they can buy food, they can exist in the house, they can keep their power on, they can keep the water running in the trailer park, in the ghetto, everywhere they are, on the ranch. That's how you immediately save people. And you don't break an economy. The corporations are the wasteful ones. They've got plenty of money to give. They buy all our politicians with it. So I'm not a minimum wager. I like universal basic income. And it's not a long-term solution, I don't think. I think the long-term solution, I don't think money should exist. I think evolution stopped when we created money. This is where ignorance became the default and wisdom became scarce. Money shouldn't exist. It has no reason to exist. It has absolutely no reason to exist. It is just a means for one person to acquire more than what they can protect, to acquire more than what they need. It's what breaks down the fat earth breaks down fat earth theory, right? That's why they have banks and money, because they want more money than what they can guard in a warehouse. They want to put it digitally in a bank. So I don't think it should exist. I think long-term robots should be making all the houses. They should be making all the food. They should be pumping all the water and fixing most of the things so people have what they need. And I think that makes sense. Why? Because it's all your technology. Your ancestors made it. Your ancestor made the wheel. Your ancestor made the motor. Your ancestor made electricity. Your ancestor, made the cogs and the sprogs and all these things that they put in these automated robots. That's your technology. Those are your patents. That's your family. It's your ancestors. Why in the hell shouldn't it grow food for your children. It should, and your grandkids. I think at the bare minimum, when everybody has what they need, it's not even what I think, but at a bare minimum, when everybody has what they need, it means we don't have psychopaths being manufactured anymore. Because being a psychopath is just a survival side effect of a sick society. So that's what I kind of think on that. I just think that yelling about, but I'm not against minimum wage or people. Like I said, I'm not in for the fight. Not debating you, not, you know, if people believe in a minimum wage, you know, all right, love you to death, you know, hopefully it works out. But I'm gonna share my information, you share yours, put it together, and hopefully we can, you know, have a solution that actually gets somewhere. But I think a root cause solution never really comes from the people who actually made the problem. That's what I think. I think if the politician hands it to you, it was handed to them by corporations, and that's why they're handing it down to you. Because the minimum wage just allows those corporations to exist. It allows the bubble to get bigger, and that's why they want it. Got kicked off twice. I'm sorry, Mary, I don't know what's happening. Couple more comments and I'm gonna let it go. Don't be calling people names and fighting because you disagree. Share knowledge and compassion. Thank you, Crystal. And that's where we gotta go with this. You know, don't come in boxing. You know, listen to people, and you don't have to agree, but you don't have to fight with them. You know, we did this as toddlers, right? That's why daycare teachers should run the world. I really believe that, because the daycares work better than the world. But in the meantime, the other thing I say, Glenn, is people gotta have food. And not selective food. Not we gonna just take care of these people in this community, in this group. No, everywhere people needs food, you take care of them. Everywhere people need chickens, they need chicken. And that's better. And that's actually a better analogy, is you give them chickens. You don't give them food. If you teach a person how to take care of chicken that lays some eggs, then they don't have to get another egg from you. So it's not even about giving people food, but it's about giving them systems that grow their own food. It's about giving them automated greenhouses, and it's about giving them things where they can take care of themselves. Because most people, they don't want to hand out anyway. Like, that's one of the biggest lies and myths that anyone's put out there, is that there are a bunch of people out there with their hands out where they want something free. No, there's not. No, there's not. No. Ask yourself this. How do you feel when you're a dependent? Does it feel good? Does it feel good to beg to the government to get something like a cell phone or some food or some water, filling out forms? Does it make you feel like a man? Does it make you feel like a woman? Do you feel proud as a parent if you're getting a handout and you got to beg for more? No. Who wants to actually be a beggar? And this is one of the biggest myths going, is that we got a bunch of lazy people who want handouts. That is not true. We have a bunch of people who have given up. 9 times out of 10, it's because they were never really given a shot to make it to begin with. But these people, all of these people, I can say these people because I can say these people. I don't care what you think. These people were never given a shot. And they don't want a handout. They want to feel good about themselves. They want that pride. You know, when you go out and you do a good, hard day's worth of work, not sitting in a cubicle cotton plantation, but real work, and you fix something, you do something with your hands, it makes you feel good. That's what people want to feel like. They don't want to be beggars. And so it's a myth that you got a bunch of lazy people, you know, but this is more coming from the right, unfortunately. You don't have that. You just have a lot of mass inequality in this world, and we can fix that, you know, but we got to fix it across the board. You just can't fix it for the people on the left. You got to fix it for everybody. You know, everybody has to be equal, you know, and so that's why I like the chickens. Got to give them chickens. They can eat for a lifetime. And if people got eggs, they don't come rob you. Then when Russia turns the light out, we all don't go crazy. And it's not the zombie apocalypse of Americans running around fighting for food. You know, it's something that was like, oh, damn, that's messed up. We got to shut this down. We got to stop this, as opposed to something crazy. World War III will be fought from space. Lynn, if you're right about that, oh, boy. Yeah, the light's going to go out real quick. I'm thinking there'll still be some fighting down here. But, yeah, you're right. It'll be fighting from space and I guess from the oceans. Because I guess Russia's got the drone nuclear that they're targeting your city, and it'll just go underwater. Nobody knows it's coming. And once it gets within 10 miles of the coast, it'll just pop up and land in your town. And that's all she wrote. Birthrights, air, food, water, land, warmth, connection. Thank you, Jasmine. It is your birthright to all of those things. You were born on this planet. Your ancestors built the planet. Your ancestors built everything on the planet. The idea that a 0.01% person who drew borders around this place that you live, they feel that they own you, is insanity. It is pure insanity. It is your birthright to all of these things. This whole human earth civilization that all of our ancestors built up, it is your right to all of that, right? And there was never a time in the past that we could guarantee that. We didn't have the automation we did. But as of 50 years ago, when we had the automation to make sure everybody on this planet had everything they needed, so we weren't raising psychopaths, so people don't want guns, don't feel they need guns, so there's no 0.01% that can buy a government, they don't get any support. All of those psychopaths go away on the upper levels and the lower levels. But I think it's about being intact with a little more love in your heart than arrogance in your brain. Where will we be? Where will be able? I'm sorry. Where we be able to hear truth tellers as they continue to shut them down? Mary, I don't know that we can stop that in time. I mean, usually with these censorship programs, they already know what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, when they're going to do it, who they're going to do it to. And I've already seen a lot of friends just disappear. I don't even know where they went. People post things, I don't see it anymore. So this is about infection, right? It's not about, there are no leaders when it comes to people telling the truth. It's just true, and it's not fighting. I think that everybody who's telling any kind of truth eventually will disappear. They'll probably go after the ones who are telling most of the truth, who are really, really popular first, but eventually they'll shut everybody down. So you have to take what you have and spread it. I mean, if we have the ability to infect more people faster, then maybe that the plan, whatever plans they have, will fail. But if we don't, and we just drink our lattes and we don't share, this is why I tell everybody, share, invite, and not me, but everybody. Anything you see that looks truer than the indoctrination you have, share it out. Keep blasting it out. Your friends may not see what you saw, but someone else might say, see, share it out. Your wife's not going to believe you. Your husband's not, your brother and sister's not going to believe your post, but somebody else shares it and they might kind of believe it. And so you never know when you're helping somebody else out with one of their ignorant family members by sharing stuff out. We determine what goes viral. They don't. And as long as we keep making things go viral, they have to talk about it. And that's what's important. And now, all right, I got my thing buzzing. It means I got to go. Rational existence, definitely a future concept. Yes, Glenn, we got to come back to being rational. We got to come back to moderate. We got to come back to putting on other people's shoes instead of telling them what their shoes feel like. We got to stop being ignorant. We got to stop being in the cults. We have to start looking at other people as valuable as we look at ourselves. We got to, yes, Lynn, we got to think out the box. We create the future existence with every action we take or do not take in our life today. Yes, Deborah, and that is actually how this works. It works in your life. It works from you. Like there are always haters that come in. Well, what you doing? What you doing? Do something. Don't worry about what other people are doing. You do. You do. Do less. Don't buy. Stop buying. Buy from your local farmer. Don't buy from a big grocery store. Don't buy the new cell phone. You know what I did? I did something this morning. This is my coffee. You know what's in my coffee this morning? I stopped buying creamer finally. I finally made a recipe of almond milk and maple syrup that has a good tasting cream. It's not good enough. It's not great, but it's good enough. I can mix in my coffee, so I'm not buying creamer anymore. One, it's a great thing because cow milk's not supposed to be in you anyway. It's a carcinogen. It's got something in it called casein that you don't want in your body. And I prefer my white blood cells fight cancer instead of fighting the ignorant stuff I put in my mouth. So I've been trying to get rid of this for a while. So I finally got rid of that creamer. So I don't have to buy that crap no more. Now I'll be healthier, but also my coffee tastes good. In your own life, in your own way, you can figure out how to do this less. Change your own oil maybe when something breaks. And oils is something different. I don't know about that. I grew up in a generation where we did all of our own things. We fixed our own things. We were very capable. I don't know if that is in the future, but if you get your oil changed, don't go to Jiffy Lube. Don't go to anybody that's got 22 different chains. Go to a little small guy, a little small time dirty mechanic who lives above his mechanic and have him change your oil. Do things small, do things local, get away from anything that's internationally traded. If it came in the country and it says made in not where you live from, don't buy it. Buy something that's local. Go to a local hardware store. So we on our own levels can start doing this. Eat a little healthier, buy less drugs. You know, like what happened just now, yesterday, they poisoned the spy in the UK was poisoned. The guy who they thought poisoned the Russian spy, he was poisoned. I'll post the link. And the media jumped out like, oh my God, Russia did it. Russia did it. Everybody's flipping out. Russia done did it. Russia done poisoned the guy. Russia killed him. And the story, as it actually is starting to work out now, is that it was a synthetic cannabinoid. A synthetic cannabinoid is what they think killed this guy, and or is he's sick from. I don't think he died yet, as of this morning. But the spy, it was a synthetic cannabinoid. Well, why are synthetic cannabinoids on the street in the UK? You know, why would this guy take it? Or if somebody sprayed it on him or something, why would they spray it on him? Because people can't get natural cannabinoids. Why can't they get natural cannabinoids? Because the drug companies made it illegal everywhere. Why did they make it illegal everywhere with the paper company? Well, because the paper company wanted to sell more paper, the drug company wants to sell more drugs, and we walk ourselves into this unsustainable thing where now you got people making synthetic cannabinoids because they can't get natural cannabinoids. So now these things kill people, and now see how all of this works? So buy less drugs. When you're coughing, get a natural cure. Drink some tea. Do something natural. Don't go out to the Walgreens or CVS and buy a cough syrup. Because the more that crap that you buy, the more money they buy, the more they screw up our society. Buy less. We need small pharmaceutical companies. We need natural nutraceutical companies. And I'm not against the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, let me say it right. I'm not against their existence. I'm against them not putting more effort into the 20% of their drugs that save lives than the 80% of their drugs that treat side effects. That's where I'm at. Right? So they need to be shrunken down to 20% of the size that they are. I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry. I know a lot of great people work in the pharmaceutical industry, but we need the nutraceutical industry to boost up and maybe take over more of that 80% share. We need small little herb growers, right? That's what we need. We don't need them in prison. We need them outgrowing things. We need to fix our society. That's how you fix gun control and poison control and all of this ignorant stuff, is you fix the society, you fix the people, then you don't have these problems. But a lot of those fixes, and I'm bringing it all the way back to the beginning, it all is because we actually don't know what's going on in the world, and we're too stupid fighting other people who actually don't know what's going on in the world that we know. Put away the ego, let that crap go. Bring down secrecy, always get behind any freedom of information, anything. Governments can't have any secrets. If you think politicians are the way, then we need to be behind politicians that are all for total transparency, not the ones that just talk about it and then put more whistleblowers in jail than any other president in the history of the world. You know, put more journalists in prison than we've ever had in history. You know, but those who actually want the truth to come out, that's a politician you can trust if you're a believer in politicians. If you want to vote for Oprah Winfrey, I'll make jokes, but I'm not going to like be angry with you and stuff. I'm just going to say, well, what does Oprah say about transparency? Is Oprah going to say the FBI, the CIA, the deep state Fed, everybody, they can't have any more secrets. Everything they do has to be public record in public. Is she going to say that politicians need to wear body cameras so we who they work for can see them all day, as much security? You know the damn fry guy got security? The fry guy, the guy that makes your French fries, has a camera on him now. When you go to your fast food restaurant, look up. They put a camera on the guy who is frying the fries. Consider this. Consider that we live in a society, I'm gonna end on this one, but consider we live in a society that finds it more important to monitor the person that's cooking your French fries than the government that's starting all the wars in the world. The government that has the access to the nuclear buttons. We have less viewing of what they're up to on a daily basis than we do the person that's mixing the damn salad at the Chick-fil-A. Anyway, That's what I'm thinking about, y'all. We don't need any more secrecy. This is Gerard. Y'all have a lovely day. Love y'all to death. Make sure you watch Brother Will's YouTube series on Stop and Think. Posted a video and links for that last night. We need to grow up. Stop fighting with people. We're all family. We need to put the 1% back in their box. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.